All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we have the amazing people from Frank Green. Let's go! Yo, so we got Ben right here, which is, I would say, the founder,
yes,
the owner of Frank Green. And of course, we have the creative director, which is Paul. How you guys doing? How's Jakarta treating you?
Yeah, really well, thank you.
Yeah. So I've been looking at these all around our office because, you know, it hasn't been released in Indonesia yet. As of today, you know, we've been, you know, looking at these colorful, I would say, contraptions. So Frank Green, can you talk a little bit about, you know, how it came about and what the idea was in making Frank Green?
Yeah, sure. Well, there's way too much plastic on this earth. So, you know, we wanted to make a product and have a way of life that stops plastic being produced. And so how do you do that? Well, you know, make a really useful, reusable product that's stylish and really functional and ticks all of consumers' boxes. That's what we're all about in a fun way.
And I would say, like, there are a lot of people that's using these in Aussie. Like, I was looking at the TikToks, and, you know, was that your doing?
Oh, look, I mean, you know, there's no I in team, and, you know, we've got an amazing group of people back in Australia that sort of, you know, really helped, you know, make the brand what it is. And yeah, absolutely, we're the #1, you know, reusable water bottle and lifestyle brand for that in the country. So.
Wow, that's dope. So can you talk a little bit about the vision of Frank Green and, you know, where it's going?
Yeah, well, you know, we're really proud of our Australian roots, but now, you know, I think in terms of our vision to stop manufacturing and use of single-use plastics globally, we need to take, you know, our magnetic energy of Frank Green to the rest of the world, and that's what finds us today in Indonesia and Jakarta.
I see. You know, talking about this, the brand itself, it's super fun. You know, it's got amazing colors. You know, it's also very unique in, like, the shapes. What was the thinking behind that, and, you know, how was the product actually made?
Well, you know, we want people not to have to compromise on style and functionality by using our products. Traditionally, reusable products, they always didn't look very good and they didn't work how consumers expect. And you know, it's really important that you tick those boxes because you want people to use them. Yeah, because of how valuable it is for the you know, the world and the planet.
Yeah. I mean, like, just carrying this around makes you. It becomes an accessory in a way, is it? Or is that, like, the goal?
Yeah, look, I think for us, you know, for me, you know, the product is so beautiful. You know, Ben has just created such a incredible design of it, and, you know, we talk about form and function, and, you know, this is just such a beautiful marriage of the both. And I think, you know, the way that we've positioned ourselves and the way that we want people to sort of interact with them is exactly like it's an extension of your, you know, what you're wearing. I'm going to match that back to what I'm, you know, and, you know, but it might be your shoes or it might be something like that, but it's, you know, absolutely.
And even your mood too, right?
Yeah.
Today I'm, you know, feeling this type of mood, and I've got this type of bottle, and and I think, you know, in your life you should have a few different water bottles, one for your car, one for work, one for the gym. So therefore you never get caught short. Because you need to hydrate. You know, water is such an important element for, you know, our existence. So, and so that's a really nice thing. You can change the lids and the bases and the straps to meet your mood and your, you know, whatever it might be, right? Your personality.
Definitely.
And that personalization is just such a key thing for us, and people just love to be able to sort of, you know, do a different strap and a different lid, and it's like, this is me, this is mine now. So.
Yeah, definitely, man. You know, when I'm wearing all black, you know, we got the blue just to get some color in, right?
Matches your eyes.
Oh, sweet. I don't have blue eyes.
Maybe you should.
Okay, get some contacts in, right? Okay, so going back into the product itself, right? So, you know, it's got colors, it's super fun, but also it's very functional, right? In a hot day in Jakarta, just taking a sip is like, wonderful. It is the best. But also, it's not just that, but there's also the sustainability aspect of it, right? And can you talk a little bit about the sustainability aspect of Frank Green?
Yeah, well, you know, plastic is such a, you know, big thing in today's environment. You know, just, you know, I'm not wanting to scare you, but you know, there's by 2050, there's going to be more plastic in the ocean than fish.
Yeah.
And
really?
Yeah, and even today, there's 50% the amount of plastic in the ocean that there is fish. And,
yeah.
Well, when is that us being, as humans, being responsible? So, but we're not here to talk about bad things. We want to acknowledge them, and we just want to be able to provide a solution for our customers. And we will look after sustainability if we create irresistible, reusable products that everyone can use on a daily basis. Let's go with the positives as opposed to the negatives.
True.
So that's where we really focus on trying to be uplifting and inspirational and aspirational.
Yeah, that's really cool. So that, again, it is somewhat of a fashion statement as well, right?
It's interesting. Fashion, we use the word style a lot.
Style, okay.
Yeah, so I think style is forever. Style is enduring. I think fashion is fleeting.
But there's a balance in, making something sustainable, making something innovative. There's that balance, and pretty much it's good for the environment. At the same time, it's good for your social media post, so something like that, right?
Well, for us, it's buy once, buy well.
Yeah.
There's no reason why our product should ever wear out.
Yeah.
You could have it forever. So that's really important, right?
That's dope.
And after about 20 times you've used your water bottle, you're basically better off.
Wow, so that's a fact that I just know. So use your bottle 20 times, you're doing something great for the environment.
Yeah, every time you use it after that, it's positive.
It's
right?
positive after
that's
that.
Right.
That's nice. Yo, this is so cool, man. You guys have a great product, and hopefully, Indonesians will definitely love it once it arrives in our shores. But before we get into what you're going to do in Indonesia, I want to ask about Ben, especially. Starting a company like this isn't easy, right? Like, there are so many challenges that you had to do, especially in the early days of this. We were talking offline. It was like you've had this for 11 years trading, right?
Yeah, nearly 11 years.
Nearly 11 years. So what's the biggest challenge that you had to endure in those 11 years?
I don't know. I kind of like, I don't want to sound like a textbook, but I don't really see challenges. It's been fun. There's just a lot of opportunities, right?
Okay.
And I'd be naive to think that they weren't going to happen along the way. It's every single day. It's just more fun. We get to invent products. We get to work with great people. We have amazing customers and that kind of thing. We all have a choice to do what we get up to do on a daily basis. And for me, just things happen, but they're going to happen everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So you just accept them, acknowledge them, and do whatever you can to make the best of the situation, right? And be really adaptable. I think that's really important.
Wow. So in 11 years, I guess it's been really great. How about you from the creative aspect? You've been doing this as well. What's the biggest challenge for you creatively?
Again, we don't talk about challenges. We always talk about opportunities, and I think for me that's the exciting part of being a creative person, is that they're endless and limitless, and so the biggest part I think is just sort of like how we we've got so many great, amazing ideas that we want to do. It's like, how do we actually just pick one, pick two, pick three, and then for me it's like the colors. It's like, how do we actually sort of pick a beautiful selection that people can then mix and match, and make sure we're continuing to evolve on that as well, and sort of bring something new to market with this, whatever color it might be, and product. It's great. So it's not a challenge for you guys. The challenge is actually, okay, what do we want to do next, right? What's the opportunity? And of course that's coming to Indonesia. What made you guys want to go, okay, we want to go into Indonesia next?
Oh, well, I just think it's about the culture and, and being ready in the right time and as a business. I think it's been really important for Frank Green's journey to learn and adapt and get better. It takes 10 years to be good at anything, right? Good doctor, a good, worker or whatever it might be.
True.
And I think we've done our 10 years now. And if we've done a really good job, it's now time to go to the rest of the world. And Indonesia is like one of Australia's neighbours, right? We're just stepping off the shore and going there, right?
True.
And I think there's a lot of philosophies around community and doing good things by the planet that's really similar to Australia. And that's why I think it's a really amazing market for our business.
Okay. I think that's cool. Especially in Indonesia, do you have any? I mean, you've been here for a couple of days, all right? Mm-hmm. Anything you see that I think this will really go well with Jakarta or Indonesia or the people?
Yeah, well, I think that, the Indonesian people have got an amazing amount of spirit and energy, and they generally care about community and being better. And so I just think our philosophy as a business really marries in well. And then some of the colours and the features and the benefits of our product, where you buy once, buy well, and you just tick all their boxes. So we've most certainly curated a really purposeful range of products that we will initially launch within the Indonesian market. So, and we have a lot more that we won't be launching that are in our stable that we sell in Australia, and they will come out over time.
Okay.
As the business gains momentum.
Nice.
In Jakarta and in Indonesia more broadly.
Nice. Can you spill a little bit what you guys got in store for the Indonesian market?
Yeah, sure. So in terms of products, we're going to go with our signature hero products, our water bottles and our coffee cups, and then some really fun new products around coffee and iced coffee and things like that as well. And there's a couple little surprises in there as well. So we just have to keep you guessing a little bit because that's a part of the Frank Green thing. We want to surprise and delight.
Okay. Indonesia loves coffee, of course we need coffee every single day. Big coffee culture here, and maybe the coffee cups will definitely be a big sell over here, right?
Yeah, particularly iced coffee, right? With the climate that you talked about before, right?
That's true.
So we've got you covered on sizes and all that kind of thing as well. So it's like you got a big thirst, then we've got you covered.
And they come out in the blue color too for you as well.
Oh, okay. I like that. Let's go, man. But how about your customers? What are your customers like, if I may ask?
Yeah, look, for us, it's, someone, and again, I touched on it earlier about talking about fashion and style. And style isn't about, it's not about dressing super sharp or being, it absolutely can, but it's just about individualism. And I think that's why we help unlock that extra individualism with our customers, and by being able to personalize them and customize the product. But I think we call our customers our style seekers, and and so they're really interested in again, it's just that idea of being personal and unique and just being their true selves. And that embracing all of that. And I think that there's a genuine honesty to that, and our customers on our social channels, they're talking to each other. It's a real community, and you're sort of part of something, and I think it's there's a real sense of belonging, and that is one of the key.
Then of course you're making a good impact also on the environment by using this as well. So as a product, I think we've touched on that a lot, but I want to actually touch again on the company and also your philosophies, especially with you guys are right now, how many employees do you employ?
About 300.
About 300. That's a lot of people, right? And you seem like a very creative company, very innovative company, so can you touch a little bit about the leadership style of Frank Green, or maybe from Ben, or maybe from Paul, and how you guys lead a company that size?
Yeah, sure. Well, it's about where everything is possible, where we want people to turn up on a daily basis, where they can base and have green lights all the way, but at the same time understanding that their job is bigger than just a 9 to 5. They've got the ability to really galvanize our future. So that's that's basically the style where you get to be really innovative and where nothing is impossible. There's no such word as can't.
Okay. Or do you have any company cultures that you have?
Well, for me, I'll add to what Ben had mentioned, but I think for me, it's about it comes back to the opportunity, and about not necessarily always having all of the answers. And it's like, what? Let's figure it out. Let's let's together work out where we can go with this and where we take it. So it's like, it's definitely a dynamic environment.
What is a good idea to you, and what is a bad idea for you?
There's no such thing as a bad idea.
Okay.
We learn more from when we don't quite get things right, I'm just kind of like, you got to push it, right? So, and that's a bit of a textbook answer, but there isn't. It generally.
But I think the spirit of that is just, you've got to give it a go. You've got to have a go, and that comes back to sort of, and Ben can talk to this in much more articulate detail about sort of, about green in our name. It's not just about green in the environment, but it's about, it's about new shoots and about giving something a go and being really sort of like, being really innovative about how you think about things and not just doing what everybody else has done before you, and I think that's what's really helped set us apart.
Nice. You were talking about Frank Green before, the name, right?
I'll let Ben.
Yeah, Frank Green. I forgot to ask this. Where did that come from?
Yeah, really good question. So, when we first started, when you commence a business, you've got a choice to call your business something or other, bank or something, or you can call your business the purpose and its mission as well, and also have the values in there as with that. So Frank, obviously straightforward and honest in terms of all of our business dealings, and being straight up. That's really important, I think. So everyone knows where they stand. That honesty. Then secondly, be green, and that obviously the sustainability stuff is obvious and really, really important. But there's a second part of green which I think is amazing, which is be green at something. As Paul said, that you do something you've never done before. And if you work at it for that 10 years again, you might be okay at it, right? If you're prepared to go on a journey and, be open to, input from others and seeing what you can do by putting in, you'll probably be really good at it. So it's the vitality, the green shoots. That's the really important part of Frank Green.
Wow, so even like you just put the mission statement of the company in the name,
and its values,
and its values, and it's just that's it, right? It's that simple, pretty much, but it's very frank, it's very straightforward, right? At the end, of the day.
It doesn't need to be complicated, right?
Yeah. What if I would say, after 11 years for you, Ben, what advice would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs who want to actually make a purpose-driven brand like Frank Green?
Well, I think be all about people. So that includes your customers and also your staff. We're here. Customers today have a choice, and so you need to work really hard to understand them and get right down, to the deeper meaning on why and why not they might or might not do things or support you. And I think if you can do that, you're going a long way to solve the problem. And you need to make things really easy for people as well.
Okay.
Yeah, just don't make things complicated. Everyone's got enough to do on a daily basis. You've got to get up in the morning, brush your hair, go to work. You've got competing priorities, whatever. So just make things really easy for people.
Nice. I like that. Having to understand, why people do things, and everybody has their own problems. They have their own things they got to do. So make the product as simple as possible, as frictionless as possible. That's pretty much the goal, right? In making a great product or a great brand. Now, how about creatively, right? What is something that you can, an advice for aspiring creatives from Paul, especially out here in Indonesia?
Look, I think one of the biggest learnings from working so closely with Ben is just don't let the steps of getting to your goals bog you down from getting to your goals. You need to just shoot for where you want to get to. Find your North Star and then just go for that. Worry about the steps to get there later. You just need to focus on that, and that becomes the absolute essence. And then you figure all out the rest later. If you just go, oh no, I can't do this or I can't do that because that's going to be a problem, you're just going to bog yourself down. You're never going to take that next step. Nice. So that's been my biggest learning, I think, from being here at Frank Green.
So I think we're going to close out the podcast over here. Anything you want to say to our audience before Frank Green comes to Indonesia?
No, we're just going to come here and have some fun, really. And hopefully inspire, for us all to work together for a better future and environment. It's just going to be fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much for doing the podcast with us. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Opal Gengs, people from Frank Green.